given how long this scooter has existed in the shape that it has, is it a nice scooter to ride? Yes. But do I feel like Aprilia did enough with this scooter? No, I don't think they did. But you can see the performance. There's no doubt about it.
What would you have wanted more?
Aside
from the suspension.
I think chassis could have been updated further.
To what effect?
This could have become a slightly more stable scooter because maybe it's too sporty. If you could make it slightly more stable, maybe you could have taken the suspension down 1 or 2 notches in terms of comfort and said, okay, it's still a very sporty scooter. But when you hit a bad road, it's not immediately going to be like, the hell are you doing? This is not what I do. It give you a chance to live with it a little bit. Right? Somebody in the Aprilia team should have spotted saying the seat just doesn't work no matter what it looks like, and maybe we need to fix this seat. It's those kind of things. So when you add the aggregates together and the length of time that this scooter has existed, at the end of this, you're like, is this appropriate for the flagship from this company? Leave aside the reliability issues for a minute. The RS457 is a deserving flagship for what they've done in India. This scooter doesn't add up. It's basically saying, it's a sporty scooter, so we should add more performance. Yes, that's logical. Let's do that. How can we do that with BS7 or BS6 Part 2, etc., etc.? We can increase the displacement, not a crisis. But the project sort of ended there.
So at no point did you feel that maybe they could have grown it also in terms of size and made it like...
It's a sporty scooter. If it doesn't grow in size, honestly, Kartikeya, it doesn't bug me too much. The opportunity is there. But if this scooter were to turn in the SXR 160, then they should be much larger than the last time that the SXR 175. Because the last time the SXR 160 was the same scooter with a little bit of different bodywork, and the CVT was slightly calmer and the gearing was down. It did make a difference.
Had different tires also, right?
Yeah, so it did make a difference, but it didn't add up to a spectacularly great sort of maxi scooter experience, because obviously it still didn't have the tunnel in the floorboard. I can see the SXR 175 being a spectacular product like that, where you have a fast powertrain, which means you have latitude, right? You can calm it down a little bit. But if the platform has to grow, where will it come from? You're not changing the chassis even now.
So
unless they haven't not
you're saying it needed to change its attitude a little bit rather than fundamentally being different.
Yeah.
That is, it just needed those tweaks.
Yeah. So if you think about the difference from the NTORQ 125 to 150, what did we say? We said if you have context on the NTORQ 125, the 150 might feel too mature to you. But in the same breath, I'm saying maturity to aaya na. They did calm it down, the suspension. They did stable it out, the handling. They did smooth it out, the engine. They did make the bike slightly larger. The design evolution from 7 years ago to today is visible in the NTORQ 150, whether you like the new design. I can see the whole movement that has happened.
Right.
But the Aprilia doesn't do any of these things.
Right.
It says, I was a single-minded scooter to whatever 25 years ago. I'm still a single-minded scooter. I haven't moved forward. So to quote him from a podcast that we just recorded, if you're staying in the same place while the world moves forward, are you in the same place or are you actually going backwards? I'm not sure. So again, to reiterate, if you're buying this as a customer who likes your sporty machines and you're okay with the comfort levels, please, test rides are super, super, super vital on this scooter. Please go check out the comfort level. The rest of the scooter, I know you will enjoy. You will enjoy it so much that you will discount the fact that today this is considered a far below average under-seat storage space. You will discount the fact that this has never been a very spacious floorboard and it remains an unspacious floorboard. You will ignore all of these things because the scooter is that kind of emotional. You feel for it. But if you're not in that hardcore mindset and you end up with this scooter, then you're going to have to work on this.
And don't underestimate how sporty it is, because if I think back to even when we first rode it was a lot of fun to ride. Lot of fun. But when we first rode it in the city after doing that first media ride, I remember the handlebar shaking in my hands.
Yeah.
Over the, like what he's talking about Mumbai concretes, I can imagine how the handlebar will shake in your hands, and if you hit big stuff, it'll be like, it'll rattle you.
Yeah.
So you don't underestimate it. So you have to be willing to accept that to be able to live with this and then enjoy it. Otherwise, you'll be in for a shock.
Exactly. So our team always makes sure all the tire pressures, everything is checked before we go out, for Kartik and me both. When I took the scooter out, I first thought they'd made the mistake, saying they hadn't checked the tire pressures. Then when I came back to office and I said, so what happened with the tire pressures? So they said, well, technically I don't know what the tire pressures are. So what we did is we looked up the SR160's tire pressures and we have gone to those tire pressures and I've double-checked and double-checked and double-checked. These are exactly what the SR160 runs. And I kept feeling like the tires are overinflated, is how bouncy it feels.
They're the same size tires, right?
Same tires. Same tires, same rims. So the tire pressure logically should be the same, although we couldn't find a notation on the scooter or in any documentation anywhere. But big picture, whatever you try, be cautious about the comfort. Again, the seat you can fix.
Correct.
Seat is not an
That's
expensive
easy to
fix. But the suspension, it's not an easy fix.
This was a small clip of a conversation I had with Shumi, where he discussed his experience with Aprilia's sporty scooter, the SR175. Is it an upgrade? Is it an extensive change? You can find out all about that in the entire conversation, which is only playing on the MotorInc app. And as always, the MotorInc app is free to download and free to sign up on. And the video there is free.